Today we're at John the Baptist Community School in Hospital, County Limerick, and we're going to meet with some of the students who are currently working on their space ideas as part of The Only Way Is Up.
So when I told them about the project, they were very enthusiastic. They were very quick to get creative with their ideas and use information and their experience of what's around them to kind of think, well, how would this react in space when there's no gravity? And very quickly, the groups were formed and we came up with a load of different ideas. I thought it was a great opportunity for the students that has never been seen before, really, to get your work from Ireland represented on the space station.
I think it's cool to imagine that something like an experiment we do, that we can push up in space.
It's just that we can explore and see what happens up there.
And just to see if space is actually really different than down here.
Like see if there's different effects, the way it affects different materials as well.
We kind of did an experiment about rusting last year with the junior cert, and we kind of tested out like 4 different metals, and we kind of thought of that again when we thought of the rusting idea and wondered if we sent them up, would it be different this time to what we did last year.
I think space exploration is important because it allows us to know the organisms and the growths in different planets, just to see if they can one day become habitable as well, and just outside the planet as well, what's going on.
Yeah, I think it would be really interesting to find out if there is any other living people on other planets.
In the future we'll obviously have to, there might come a time where we might need to leave this planet, resources or maybe even problems, like global warming or anything like that. So, I think it'd be important, to see what other solar systems and planets are out there, and to hopefully see more life forms if there is any.
Well, from a teacher's perspective, I suppose it's outside of anything that's on both the junior cert curriculum for science, and from my own experience in chemistry, there's nothing like it, and for physics. So it was great them to see a different branch of science that they wouldn't have been completely familiar with, but they would have always heard about. I suppose with the new junior cert reform, I suppose it's something that schools could look at, incorporating different aspects that wouldn't have been explored before, such as space science. Very simple. They're talking about it. They're at home. They're googling Chris Hadfield. They're looking at videos on YouTube, and it's really, they've got talking about it. It's supposed to be, as opposed to being homework or an assignment, it's just out of genuine interest that they're talking about, which is really fostering the interest in science, which is great.
In 5th and 6th year it's all study, but in TY it's time for exploring things. If you got somewhere with the project, you might want to carry on and study in university.
I think as well, a lot of people wouldn't really have an interest in space or anything like that. But when you have the chance when you're young, you might want that as career then.
Because we don't really have anything like NASA or anything in Ireland, so if we get an opportunity to do this, maybe they see that we need something like this, that students want something like this for when they leave college, to be involved in space as well, instead of leaving Ireland, stay in Ireland and do something here.
There's no opportunity for Irish people in general there's that many opportunities for us to go out and get into the space industry, if you want to call it like that. And it's cool to have this kind of opportunity to explore it really, and to promote space in Ireland.
Any chance of representing, your school in outer space, outside the country or the continent or even the globe, it's once in a lifetime, and it'd be brilliant to get the opportunity to go.